What's goes happening, everybody? It's your boy Ferris Milan, and welcome to another great edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals. Great as in not great as in like, oh, our teams are great. Great as in we're about to cuss our teams out. That I
What?
mean by great. What? Come on, dude. You beat the Panthers. Let's be real. Let's not act
Okay,
like
that was a great one. They were
yeah,
playing really good.
it's the Panthers, bro. Let's come on, man.
They
Come on.
were they played really strong teams and they
They
played
were.
well.
They played good teams. But you know what? Fine. One of us is gonna cuss our team out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Plus, also too, a new documentary is dropped called The Gambler and His Cowboys. Will we watch it?
I don't
Maybe.
know. I've already seen like so many documentaries on that stuff. Like at least for me,
We,
because I'm a Cowboys fan.
yeah. What are they? What else are they
Like
gonna say?
what else can I know about them? Like I know I've literally read books.
Yeah.
Watched tons. What else is gonna be shown that I haven't that I don't already
Mm-hmm.
know?
Like literally, man. Like the man tells us everything. I don't know
Exactly.
what.
That's
Like
true.
I don't know why he wants another documentary.
What else? I mean, what else has he not spoken about? Like,
Yeah, we
he's
know
got
that.
a whole ton of secrets.
Yeah, because like we know he won the Cowboys in an auction. It was a bidding auction, and he like what he paid like 500 million for him or something. I don't know. Was it what? How much did he pay for him back in the day?
Um, Not that much.
Yeah, because they were like on the downslope.
Well, yeah, it wasn't really that much. Not compared to the billions that it is today.
$140 million in
Yeah,
1989. Due to inflation, in 2023, let's say someone bought the Cowboys for that price tag, Caleb, in 2023. How much do you think it is?
probably a billion, maybe.
No,
Oh, less
$140
than that.
million in 1989. 140 million is $300 million
Oh,
in
it's only that.
2023.
Wow.
So imagine if someone bought the Cowboys for $300 million. That would be a discount now, right?
Yeah.
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 That's it's that's how much it is. Like I remember I looked up the Giants bought the Maras. They how much they bought the Giants for in 1924?
Pennies.
$500.
Yeah, that's pennies.
Yeah. Um I think $500 in 1924 in 2024 I think is like let me double check. I just inflation calculator.
Spent
Inflation.
more than that on tickets.
Yeah, hell yeah, you spend more than that on tickets, man. 1924 and no, it's December, right? It's December. Oh, okay, so then I guess November then. $9,118.29. 10 grand. 10 grand. It's buying the Giants for 10 grand now. You want to talk about a return on investment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A return on investment. That is crazy. So there's that. But on that note, everyone, the Giants and the Cowboys did play together. I'll play this week. One team did win, one team did lose. And you know which team won and you
Yeah,
know which team
exactly.
lost.
That's why you should stop bringing us down to your level. You guys are a horrible, disgusting, terrible franchise. We're just bad because we have a lot of injuries on our team right now.
You guys still suck though.
Yeah, that's due to injury. You guys always suck.
It's a good point. It's been 14 years or 13 years of this. A lot of rumors are coming out. A lot of rumors saying both men are not safe. Their jobs are very on the hot seat. I'm not going to talk about the game because I'm not going to talk about it. What is there to talk about, Caleb? Let's talk about the Giants first because there's nothing really talking more about the game wise. Because if you watched it, there was literally nothing to talk about. The Ravens beat us down. Yeah, we got our asses kicked. The Ravens beat us down. Tim Boyle, everything's going bad when Tim Boyle's in the game.
It's amazing that guy ever got a job in the NFL. If you look at his college stats,
yeah,
how
he's horrible. He's horrible.
What NFL scout said? Looked at his stats and said, "Yeah, that's the guy."
NFL backup, NFL backup at minimum.
How does he keep getting jobs? This guy sucks in every level.
I don't know, man. Whoever that scout was, he's probably the greatest scout of all time. Because you don't look at Tim Boyle and say NFL player. You don't. But Tim Boyle's been in the NFL for over 10 years. I think he's been in the game for let me shout out to Tim Boyle. Let me check Tim Boyle's career. Because he was in Detroit. He was in Detroit. No. So 2018. So that's 6 years, right? 6 years. 2018. Yeah, 6 years. 6 years. That someone looked at him at UConn and Eastern Michigan, Eastern Kentucky, and said, "You know what? That's a backup quarterback right there." You know, whoever that is, shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. He did finish first in passing yards in the Ohio Valley Conference, but it is the Ohio Valley Conference, so
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. What does it mean to be real?
Nothing.
His 3 years at UConn, he didn't win a single game. He was 0-8.
Yeah.
0-8. And then he went 4-7 in his final year at Eastern Kentucky.
And that's why the Giants are just a horrible, terrible franchise because that is their starting quarterback.
Calm down, man. Let's calm down here. I'm just saying, like, he's the tank commander. You don't want to win games. You start Tim Boyle, and we're tanking here. So this was actually the correct choice to put him in the game because Tommy DeVito stunk it up too. They all stunk.
Yes.
He threw a passing touchdown though that threw me off. Against
the Ravens defense, I mean, that hard.
Yeah. I also think the Ravens defense kind of like didn't give a shit at the end of the game because they were up 35-7 and they won 35-14. So like it didn't matter to them. Lamar Jackson, I was on a couple of Ravens podcasts. I was on LBHT. Apologize to Yolanda and Hendo for not being there for their podcast. I was very upset. We'll reconvene one day. If if they ever have me back on, probably never again because Hendo holds grudges. I respect it, but it's fine. But yeah, I kept talking about like Lamar Jackson's special, man. He's special this, and to me, it shocks me that he hasn't won a Super Bowl, and it just proves to me the incompetence of their coaching staff. Their coaching staff is holding this team back. You can't watch Lamar Jackson play football and be like, that guy should have at least one Super Bowl. It's his name. And it was pure incompetence. They should have been in the Super Bowl last year. They should have beaten the Chiefs. But coaching competence and Zay Flowers for being an idiot. People don't want to talk about it, but Zay Flowers is an imbecile. He's an imbecile in that Chiefs game. He dove to try to score a touchdown, and L'Jarius Sneed punched the ball out. He let the ball, free from his body, and it was easily punched out. He could have just lowered his head and ran L'Jarius Sneed using power into the end zone, but he didn't want to because he's an idiot. He's a general idiot. And I also see photos of him complaining about not getting the ball, and I'm like, bro, you better calm your ass down. You Zay Flowers. You ain't Megatron. Lamar Jackson ain't complaining when you're dropping a ball or fumbling at the 1 yard line. So shut your mouth. And it was just Lamar Jackson being great that day. It showed you how great he is. He beat them 5 passing touchdowns. 4 of them were amazing passes. One of them, Justice Hill had to like reach down and grab the ball before it hit the ground. So it was Justice Hill. The 4th one was Justice Hill. 5th one was. But 4 of them were amazing. It was pure. I was told he was a running back, Caleb. I was like, why? I was told he should play wide receiver. That's what I was told. But apparently,
he's pretty fast.
Yeah, but he's a quarterback.
Yeah,
he can pass the ball.
But yeah, did you think you had any hope when
No.
Because it started off with a turnover like right away, and the Giants get the ball?
Yeah,
you had some type of spark there. Like,
no, because you have to think about it, Caleb. They're giving the turnover back to Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
With a bad right tackle. It's just everyone, the only person that was on the injury report that played was Malik Neighbors. Was Malik Neighbors. Everyone else didn't play. The entire defensive line, the middles, it was all 7th round picks or undrafted free agents. Elijah Chapman, Jordan Riley. Micah McFadden was with Darius Ma'asua. Bobby Okereke didn't play. Tay Banks didn't play. You know, I mean, it didn't matter if he even played because he stinks. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So it's whatever. But yeah, like the thing, the news that we're hearing, which they're starting to use their beat reporters that, you know, here's the thing, Drew Lock's injured as well. So Drew Lock's injured. He just dressed, but he's injured. I don't know why he even dressed. If you know he's injured, why did you even dress him? He's injured. But yeah, like the reports are coming out that they may fire Dayball and keep Joe Shane. Right?
I don't even know how you make that decision or that determination.
But I think, you know, here's the thing too, like some of these beat reporters, not all of them, but some of them, they're mouthpieces. You know, they just get fed information and they just regurgitate it. Not all of them, but some of them. Someone, you know, I think his name like Paul Schwartz. He did an article about how, like, you know, keeping Shane and like they did that with Gettleman. You know what I mean? You have to get rid of the guy who hired the guy. You start all over clean. You do not let that happen. The only time you keep a GM around is if the coach decides to retire. You know, that's what it'd be. Like with the Ravens, Eric DeCosta inherited John Harbaugh because Ozzie Newsome and him were together forever. And Eric worked with John as well, like for over 20 years as the assistant GM. So they knew each other. You know, big news coming out of Ravens camp. They waived Deontay Johnson, by the way. But the Giants, you need to fire everybody. It hasn't worked. You said you had a plan, and then you didn't follow your plan because you got high on your own supply, and you thought you were better than you were, and you messed up the plan. He kept talking about how he's going to rip it apart. Got to start all over. We got to rip it apart. You make the playoffs your fair share, so you think you're better than you are. You're not. You had a horrible schedule, and you got lucky because you were 7-1 in one-score games. And we all know in the NFL, if you're 7-1 one year, the next year you'll be 1-7 because those games, it's luck. Some luck has, you know, to it. We could have lost week 1 of Brian Daboll's rookie year if Randy Bullock just hits a field goal. Simple. He hits a field goal, we lose. You know what I mean? It happens. So you didn't follow your plan. So it shows me that you're not a GM who has conviction. You didn't follow your plan. You didn't deviate from it. And then you're telling me that John Mara is very involved and he wanted Saquon Barkley to stay. He could have pushed it and said, keep him. But you're going to tell me you fought Saquon Barkley in negotiations, but you didn't fight Daniel Jones in negotiations? Because John Mara was in both negotiations because he wanted to keep them both. You gonna tell me you were tough with Saquon, but you know, like you're not gonna tell me nothing, bro? As my boy Max. What's up, my boy Max? Let's go to the chat, man. You know, shout out to, you know,
a lot of comments.
Yeah. Caleb, Ferris, gentlemen, my boys. Shout out to them. 300 million. Thank you, Tony. Caleb, we got to talk how much Parsons smiles when he talks about Bryce in his podcast. I don't know if he wants to be a Panthers or something more intimate, if you will. Probably won't. There's actually a big story coming out of Dallas. We'll talk about it a little bit later. Now they're worth the most in American sports. Absolutely. Couple Super Bowl rings on the way. That's true, Jay. I did witness 2 Super Bowl victories in the midst of all this shit. You know, so there's that. You know, shout out to my boy Max. Sorry, but the Giants do suck, but the Niners aren't much better. Keep it up, Ferris. Shout out to my boy Max. Much love, Max. Hey, Max, man, I heard you're still at NBC Sports. Yeah, man. Keep doing the good work. As the saying says, set the Giants franchise ablaze watch it burn and set anew, arise from the ashes, go on a fire sale and start anew. All right, Jay. Getting all poetic. I see you, man. Okay. But yeah, man. Giants suck. If you're gonna fire Dayball, you fire Joe Shane, you start all over. Because you can start all over right now. Because right now, this is a reset. In the draft, if we get one of the top 2 picks, we get we either get Shador or Cam. I'm fine with either. But you let the new GM pick which one they want. You know what I mean? You let them pick which one they want. You gotta start anew. And you know what? This time, I want John Mara to come in and fire them and start all over. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to, because you can't have Steve Tisch keep coming in and be like, "Hey man, you messing up my money. You're making us look stupid. Come on, fix this." Like the NFL, people forget the New York Giants are I think one of the only teams in the NFL that it's a 50-50 ownership. It's 50-50. Most teams own most of the percentages. You know what I mean? Like the Rooneys own like 90% of the Steelers. Jerry Jones owns like 100% of the Cowboys. Giants are 50-50. Steve Tisch is like, yo, my guy, what's up with this? You know what I mean? And you got to follow directions. You got to fire everybody. Everybody should be fired. So yeah, pretty much, ain't nothing much to say here, really. Got to start anew. Fire everybody. Black Monday comes around, Caleb. When everyone knows about Black Monday. When everybody gets fired, the first story I should hear is the New York Giants have fired Joe Shane and Brian Daboll because something's broken. The year they had good play calling, guess who was calling the plays, Caleb?
Daboll.
Mike Kafka.
Oh.
He then takes the play calling duties away from Mike Kafka, and look what we have now. A layman may think that Kafka was the reason you guys had a serviceable offense your first year, because he knew give the ball to Saquon. And he had to limit Daniel Jones's impact in a sense. And Mike Kafka was still getting head coaching jobs, interviews, even after you ripped the play calling dudes away from him, because the NFL sees him better in a sense. Rumors saying that they fired Joe and hire Brandon Brown, the assistant GM. Because, you see it on Hard Knocks. Remember on Hard Knocks where he's trying to convince Brandon and the other homie about how they should re-sign Daniel Jones. And Brandon Brown can't hide his disgust. It's like, bro, really? What? You know what I mean? Because Brandon Brown, he comes from the Howie Roseman tree, where Howie doesn't hit it out of the park every single time. But when he messes up, what does Howie do, Caleb, when he messes up?
He
fixes it.
Yeah, he keeps. But that's the thing. Like these owners or coaches or whoever is making the decisions just keep trying the same thing and trying to make it work. Obviously, that's been a problem with the Cowboys. Jerry Jones wants to make his decision work, and he'll ride it out for as long as he can. Specifically with the coaching decisions, and that's why he keeps the guys way too long. But it happens with other teams all around the league that just they want their decision to make work, and that's what they happened with Daniel Jones. They held on to him long. They couldn't just say, "Oh, this guy's not good. Let's move on." Like
they should have.
Just with Eli, even going back to Eli, they didn't. They realized he's not good anymore, so we should probably move on right now. Mm-hmm. And then you wouldn't have this, 14 years of bad football if you just gotten a quarterback earlier. And if you get the wrong one, just try it over. Just keep going. I mean, there's no why can't you just keep doing it? Why can't you just keep restarting, getting another quarterback? Why does it have to? You have to prolong and try a much different stuff. Like just keep getting a new one.
Exactly, because I remember. So everyone made fun of them for drafting Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. People were like, "Are you stupid? Are you stupid? What did you do?" Guess what Howie Roseman does the following year? Trades for AJ Brown. Boom. Everyone just forgets about, like, everyone still makes fun of them for Justin Jefferson, but now because they have AJ Brown, no one cares like that. You make a mistake, you fix it. Les Snead literally said, "I'm going to trade all my picks and we're going to get a Super Bowl." And then when he didn't have that many picks, he then found gems in the late rounds. Kobe Turner, Byron Young. You know what I mean? So, like, you don't, like, they messed up and they kept messing up and they didn't try to fix their mess up. I kept saying to myself, oh, Joe Shane comes from Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane told Tyrod Taylor, bye, we're going to get a new quarterback. And they picked Josh Allen. I assumed if you were, had half a brain and you learned under Brandon Bean and you were in that scenario, you would do the same thing because you know that Tyrod Taylor, when he was with the Giants, was better than Daniel Jones. The Giants' offense looked better with Tyrod Taylor. You know what I mean? So I'm no, Jay, I'm talking about before that, before Jared Verse and Brandon Fisk. I'm talking about a couple years before where they found Byron Young and Kobe Turner and a couple of those late round picks when they didn't have, first round picks and second round picks. But like exactly, like you messed up, you fix it, but they're not fixing it. They need to be fired. It's been 4 years. Is it been 4 years or 3 years?
Dable?
Yeah, it's like three or four. I think it's 3 years. It's been 3 years and it's gotten worse.
Yeah, it's been 3.
It's gotten worse. And honestly, man, we're cursed, bro, because everyone is injured all the time. John Runyon and Jermaine Illuminor never missed games ever. They put on a Giants jersey, they get hurt left and right. That stadium is cursed. That stadium needs to be destroyed. We need a new stadium. That stadium needs to be destroyed. But now let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys because the Giants have had enough of our time here. They stink. Cowboys beat the Carolina Panthers, Caleb. We'll talk about the game first, and then some big news. I think some big news coming out of the Cowboys sphere revolving around Micah Parsons. Let's talk about the game first, Caleb. What did you like? What didn't you like? And where do you see the team going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I called them to win last week, and I called them for specifically every reason why they won this game. I said our defense was going to get after Bryce Young. That's exactly what happened. We sacked him 6 times. Our pass rush was fierce against them. Michael Parsons went off in this game, even with obviously we didn't have DeMar Shown anymore for a long time now. But we still got after him. And I knew we're going to be able to do that just because our defense has been. I think Mike Zimmer just has gotten the defense together. Now he's got at least Michael Parsons healthy, and he's been able to figure out how to use him. So I knew that was going to happen, and I knew what the Panthers did worse was they don't stop the run. Even as bad as we are doing that, they're probably worse at it. And that's exact. And since Rico Dowdle has been extremely good the last 3 games, he was extremely good again. 149 yards. We kept going with him. He gets 25 carries. We stuck to it. We stuck with the run. We ran all over him, and he was really good. And Cooper Rush, at least he is terrible in short to intermediate passes. He is awful. He is so inaccurate with those type of balls. Like just any type of crossing route, he just throws behind the guy. Like, I don't know how, like, where he's going. Where the receiver is going on a crossing route, and yet you still throw it behind him. Like, I just don't understand how inaccurate he is. But on deep balls, he does do pretty well on deep balls. That probably is, those over, kind of rainbow type balls. That's where he does pretty well. He does get those balls to CeeDee Lamb. He obviously got him to like 9 times over 100 yards. He got 3. He threw for 3 touchdowns, but still, his accuracy is pretty bad. And as far, like I said, defense played well. Defense has been playing well. Odighi's who had a hell of a game.
Ochoa.
Yeah. And that he's on a contract year.
Of course. It's always the contract.
Yeah, it is always on the contract year.
The contract year players, right? Watch it when y'all give him a contract, he plays like nothing.
But that's the thing. That's what we always do. We always get these guys that in the final year of the contract, they look pretty good, and we overpay kind of average players. And that's why I've always been saying a lot on this show that we make really bad deals, and we pay guys too much on guys who are not that great or a little overrated. And that's been our problem. And we might make that mistake again, or just because we don't really have a lot of defensive tackles. We're very thin at that position, so we might do it again at that spot. But as far as it was a good win. It was probably the most overall, from start to finish, complete game for the Cowboys We played well on offense, played well on defense. We had one mistake, where the Panthers get like a 90-yard pass. It was a break in the coverage. But that was probably our worst moment in the game. Everything else we played well, and we've been playing. We haven't, and that shows that they haven't given up on Mike McCarthy. Everybody's questioning whether he's going to come back or not. They keep playing for him. Keep playing like this for him for the next 3 games. He may come back. It could just be the injuries that have played this team, and they're still fighting for him, and they're still they can still win maybe next year under him, but we'll see how well they play. I think it does determine his future with the next few games here. But as far, we're still tiny bit of hope. We're still not eliminated. We're still not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, and basically we got to win out. And Washington has to lose out, and a couple other stuff like the NFC West can't be over 9-8, and we got.
You're not making the playoffs, Caleb.
I'm not saying we will. I'm saying there's still a possibility.
Yeah, when you have to be like, oh, this team has to go 7-5-1, and this team got to lose all the games, and it's not happening.
But we're still there, though. We just look at it. Just look at it, because Eagles could easily beat the Washington this weekend.
Okay,
Cowboys. It's gonna be tough, but we can beat the Bucks. We can.
You're not beating the Bucks. You're not beating the Bucks. So let's check Washington's schedule. Let's check Washington's schedule. Let's move on from the game, because pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, what more can you say about the game? Nothing really. So here's the Commanders' schedule: Eagles, Commanders, Falcons, Commanders, Cowboys, Commanders.
Yeah.
So it could come down to
it's the Falcons game.
The Falcons game.
The Falcons game.
Yeah.
Because that week we also play the Eagles, which is extremely tough.
Yeah, you're not gonna win.
So it's that weekend is where our season ends.
Yeah.
But I think it could, but at least for this weekend, I think we can extend our season one more week.
Yeah. And let's say, you do beat the Eagles and they do lose to the Falcons. The Cowboys tend to lose in the last week for the past 10 years. This is like Cowboys tradition, where it's always against the Commanders. It's always the last week of the season, and Tony Romo throws 3 interceptions to London Fletcher. It happens all the time. You know what I mean? And Dak Prescott can't complete. I don't know, I'm just speaking in hyperbole. Speaking in hyperbole. Like, you remember when Robert Griffin III beat you at your house that one year? The year they made the playoffs. But yeah, like it would. I would want that. I would like last week's shenanigans. I would love that. But I also know your guys not going to win, because the Cowboys don't do that. The one team Dak Prescott couldn't beat, or the Cowboys couldn't beat in the past 10 years since Dak Prescott was your quarterback, is the Commanders. He struggles with the Commanders. I don't know why. I never understood why.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah, you guys still beat them most of the time. I think the Commanders have beaten Dak Prescott, I think at least three or 4 times, right?
No, it's been less than that.
2?
Yeah, I think it's around 2.
No. It wasn't 2.
Which is more than the Giants.
Well, no, the Giants have never beaten Dak Prescott.
Well, except for the rookie year.
Yeah, 1. No, I think the Commanders got like 3 wins on him.
No, they do not.
Really?
They only got a couple. He owns the NFC East.
Too bad he can't win a Super Bowl.
Well, that's a different conversation. We're just talking regular season here.
Nah, man, really? Oh, he's 11-2. Huh?
Yes, like I said, he struggles with it. We don't play our best games against Washington.
Oh, that's okay. I think that's why. I think because he always plays like shit, but y'all win most of the time.
Yeah, because they're shit most of the time.
Yeah. Shout out to the Commanders, I guess. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a stressful last 3 weeks for the Cowboys. The chance you guys still make the playoffs. But,
if the Eagles win, that they win the division.
Yeah.
So
you think they're gonna rest their starters against you?
It It depends what the Lions do. If the Lions got to keep winning so they can wrap up the number 1 seed.
I think that's why the Eagles are not going to rest, because they want the number 1 seed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think they're both 11-2 or 12-2.
I think they have the same record.
Yeah, they're both 12-2, and the Lions have literally a hospital room of players. Literally everyone's injured. You know what that reminds me of, Caleb? You remember when the Packers won the Super Bowl in 2011?
They won in 2010.
2010? No, it was 2011.
It was the 2010 season.
Okay, but yeah, 2010, 2011. Yeah, you're right. They literally had like 15 players on IR that year. So reminiscent of this Lions team. Can the Lions win a Super Bowl that way? Maybe not. Probably not. Because that Packers team, I don't know why. It's something special about them.
Well, because they have Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they have Jared Goff. Jared Goff is not what Aaron Rodgers was.
That's true. That's a good point. Why didn't Aaron Rodgers win more Super Bowls in Green Bay?
Well, because I mean, he's really talented, but he also has other issues. So.
Yes, other issues. Other issues. Let's go with other issues.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what it was. I mean,
because like those guys, they never not had talent.
Yeah,
they always had talent for like forever. They always had talent, but they can never reproduce it. But other big news coming out of Dallas, Caleb. Let's talk about this. Michael Parsons did an interview where he was asked, "There's a chance that the Cowboys may trade you. What are your thoughts on that?" And he gave like let me bring up Michael Parsons' thoughts on that. Michael Parsons.
They refute. Well, at least the Cowboys said that never happened.
Jared Jones quickly shot down any trade talk, but Parsons finally chimed in with his thoughts. He made it clear that he wants to return to Dallas. He's willing to sacrifice some play to make that happen and allow the team to bring in more key players. That's what he said in this Dallas Cowboys on.
That's on the that's if they actually do that. Like, there's no saying that they actually will do that, because they haven't done that. We have money now. Why didn't we spend it? So I just I'd like to see that happen, but there's no telling that actually will happen.
Yeah, he says Parsons wants to secure a new deal with the Cowboys early in the offseason so we can help the team attack free agency. The contract will clear up any cap confusion, and knowing Parsons and Big D for long term can intrigue for big name free agents. Per ESPN.
Yeah, well, that's not that. I mean, it's not very good when Stephen Jones is saying, "Oh, it's going to be another, I would say like a strap year for money." I mean, if we're going to go after free agents, it doesn't sound like Stephen Jones wants to.
Yeah. But per ESPN, he does say, let me check. I'm trying to work with the team as much as possible, help them attack free agency.
I mean, if he has something in his contract that says you must go after free agent, you must spend all this money. Okay.
They may not even do it.
You better put that in your contract, saying you must spend all your cap space.
Yeah, because he's basically publicly admitted he's willing to take a team-friendly deal. He's publicly admitted it. So he's lost all public negotiating power, because now the public knows he'll take a team-friendly deal. But my thing is this: if he takes a team-friendly deal and then he gets screwed over by Stephen Jones, I would be pissed off as Michael Parsons.
If he doesn't see it as getting screwed over, if he literally just thinks like there's no difference between 40 or 30, $10 million difference, if that's really just his personal thoughts, then is it really getting screwed over if you just personally just don't even care?
Well, here it is. The highest paid defender is Nick Bosa. He makes $34 million a year. So 40 is probably the talking point. Give me 40. That's where it is. But if he says, give me 34 as well, okay, fine. But is he willing to take 34 and knowing that you'll go after free agents? But if he knows you're not going to, does he ask for 40?
That's what I'm saying. You got to have a contract saying you must spend this much of your
exactly cap. Because if you're not going to go after them, I want 40. But if you do, I'll take the 34. I'll do that. But Stephen Jones can't be playing in his face. If he plays in his face, that's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's the only way he gets screwed up if we actually just don't do anything like we always do, because we never do anything in free agency. I think that, but as far as whether he gets screwed over and he didn't get as much money as he could have, well, that's just that's honestly on you. That's on your personal whatever you feel. If you feel like you need all the money, then okay. But if
Give me 40.
you honestly just don't care, then there's nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think you're right, Caleb. I don't think they're going to go after nobody in free agency. They're not going to spend. They never do. Stephen Jones is Mr. Cap Guru, whatever the hell he wants to call himself. Stephen. Sorry, did I say Jerry?
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, Jerry. My apologies. I want me some glory hole, but it is what it is. But yeah. Well, that wraps it up, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Giants suck. Cowboys are in disarray.
I wouldn't say disarray. It's just the same old Cowboys. Just the same old.
So dysfunctional.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, the owner medals and everything. I mean,
we'll say one thing right now. How about them Cowboys?
I mean, he just talks.
I'm starting to use that as an insult now, ain't it?
What do you expect? I mean, what do you actually expect when the team? I mean, it's not. I mean, we're not like the worst franchise in the league. Like there's a way, like the Jet. I mean, you heard what the Jets news that's been coming out.
You want to talk about? Let's talk about the Jets news.
That's what I'm saying. We're not them.
Hey man, okay, Caleb, can we say like the Giants suck, right? And the Giants ownership isn't very good, but thank God we ain't the Jets. You know what I mean? Like Joe Douglas apparently. So this article, Joe Douglas is quoted in saying, "I answered to a teenager." A teenager? Why is a teenager in who is he talking about? Woody Johnson's grandson?
I guess so.
Because he has a son named Chris. Chris is the guy who hired Joe and Robert Saleh, because Woody was the ambassador to Britain. He was in England doing for Trump. So Chris ran the Jets, and everyone said the Jets made the right choice in hiring Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh. They said they got it right. And you know what? The only thing that was wrong with Robert Saleh is they never gave him a quarterback. Joe Douglas drafted everything back. Joe Douglas drafted every other position great. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, the defense. Everything was good. Sauce, Quentin Williams. He got Quincy. He got CJ Mosley. He did everything correctly. They just never gave him a quarterback with Robert Saleh. And then when they did give him a quarterback, they gave him a man who has issues. Let's just say that he has issues.
He's got issues.
He got issues. And then you expected this, and then you kind of let him dictate your team. Yo, man, if I'm a grown man and I'm answering to a teenager, that I would lose my mind, bro.
He gets his scouting from Madden ratings.
Oh my God, dude, that dude. You don't trade for Jerry Jeudy because someone tells you that his Madden rating is low.
So awareness wasn't good enough.
Oh my God, bro, that's insane. Everyone's now blaming Chad Ochocinco because he's the Madden ratings adjuster. So it is Ochocinco's fault. So there's that. But
yeah, I just don't even know how you even take that seriously.
How do you do that?
That's just so ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. Like there's some. I mean, that's why I can't even say like we're dysfunctional. Like we're just ran by a guy that wants to do it
cheap.
And he just wants to do it his way, and that's the only way. And he's gonna ride it out as long as it's his decisions. And okay, that wouldn't say that's dysfunction. I just think it's arrogant and kind of dumb. But at least it's a direction. It's a direction that he's following, and that he goes by, but it's smartest no. But it's not like some of these others, they have no idea what the hell they're doing. That's what I would call dysfunction.
No, it's oh my god, he has teenage sons. How many kids this man got? So he has Chris, who's a grown man, and so when Johnson left for the UK in 2017, his sons Brick and Jack, who are 11 and 9 respectively, when he returned, they were teenagers. Last year, Johnson stated, including his son in some meetings at the team facility for some Jets employees, the son's increased involvement clarified their father's propensity for sharing posts from excellent articles from various outlets, including a blog called Jets X Factor with organized top decision makers. When we're discussing things, we hear Woody cite things that Brick or Jack read online that's being weighed equally against whatever opinion someone else in the department has, says one Jet executive. I answer to a teenager, Joe Douglas quipped to people close to him before the season in acknowledgement of perceived power dynamics. That's crazy, dog. That's crazy. Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. The NFL teams are enormous brands and organizations, and they can run it in 1,000 different ways while finding success. Anyone reading the piece from home can understand the drive to want to do things one way in the whole. If the Jets were 10-4 instead of 4-10, we might all be reading a different piece this morning. One that paints gangrene in a new Moneyball with Johnson's children sharing the Jonah Hill role. But that's not the case. And then they talk about Jerry Jeudy. Bro, Joe Douglas told the Broncos the deal is dead because Woody's, oh my God, Joe Douglas told him that. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Whatever, man. I guess it's whatever, man. Let's end on that note.
Well, we got previews.
Do we have to?
We got a preview. You always get the preview. We got a preview.
I don't want. We're against the Colts.
No, you're not. Why do you think you're playing the Colts? You're not playing the Colts. You said that in LVHT. You're not playing the Colts. Colts played the Titans this week.
Who we play?
You play the Falcons.
Oh yeah, we do play the Falcons. My bad. The Colts
you
in 2 weeks.
That like 3 times on the. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Fact check.
I'm out of my mind, bro. What do you expect from me? We're against the Falcons, bro. It's Michael Penix's first start.
Yeah, it's big exciting.
No, it's not. I don't care. I'm gonna be watching the NCAA volleyball championship. Leave me alone.
Well, I need the Falcons to win so they can keep their season going, keep their season alive, so they can go ahead and beat the Commanders next week.
Yeah, I need the Falcons to win because I want the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Going Falcons.
Yeah.
There's your preview. Dallas faces who?
We play the Buccaneers on Sunday.
You play the Buccaneers. Yes, we literally just talked about it. Going Bucks.
Why? Why are you going Bucks?
Because they're a better team than you.
But why?
Their defense is going to stop your offense.
Their defense hasn't stopped anybody passing wise.
You're going to trust Cooper Rush to rip them apart, really?
Well, I trust CeeDee Lamb.
You trust Cooper Rush to give CeeDee Lamb the ball?
I trust him that if our game plan is to really just chuck it downfield and get it to CeeDee Lamb on deep balls, because that's one thing Cooper Rush can do is throw a deep ball, then yes, I believe we can exploit their passing defense.
I'm going Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we're going to sack the crap out of Baker Mayfield.
But their offensive line is pretty good, though.
Okay, and what does that mean? What's it got to do with anything?
You tend to feast on shittier offensive lines. When you're against when you're against a solid to a good offensive line, y'all really don't do much.
Panthers have D's no line.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah,
going Tampa Bay though. I'm going Tampa Bay. Going Tampa Bay. You know what? I'm gonna go Tampa Bay in a shootout.
And shootout. You think the Cowboys can score points?
You just said they're going to score points, but so now
I didn't say we were going to score points, but we were going to split their passing defense. That's what I said, and I didn't say that was going to result in touchdowns.
Okay, I'm going 24-17 Tampa Bay.
Going 23-20 Cowboys.
Brandon Aubrey game-winning kick.
Hell yeah!
All right, from 70.
Maybe Could be.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's true. All right, we're done. Where can people find you, Caleb?
You can find me at NFL22 on Instagram and Twitter/X. You can find me on this channel on Betting the NFL on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. Yeah, all we do on that channel is make you guys money. And yes, I will be live on Christmas night because I don't take days off. I keep on the grind and I keep winning you guys money.
And he's not going his full carnivore this year because he already did that at the Texas State Fair when he watched Texas beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, I did do that.
And then Dallas lose.
We can talk about college football playoff if we want.
Yeah, you want to talk some college football playoff? We have a game today, 5 o'clock. We have the first ever game of the 12-team college football playoff. It is the battle for Indiana versus Notre Dame in South Bend. It's snowing.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great, man. Hey, man, what if Indiana wins, bro? What if they win?
They're probably not.
Come on, bro. Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, but they were like really good after that.
Yeah, but Northern Illinois is like 4-6, and they beat Notre Dame. You know what I mean? I'm not saying
Indiana didn't beat anybody either.
Yeah, but Notre Dame didn't beat anybody either.
Yeah, but they're still better.
Why? Because you just think because they're Notre Dame. Are they though? Are they truly better? Are they?
They're better.
I don't think that, man.
What gives you any indication that Indiana is better?
What gives you an indication that Notre Dame is better?
Well, that's my point.
Exactly. So Indiana may pull up. I'm gonna go with the upside. I'm gonna go Indiana.
They may.
I'm gonna go Indiana. Never daunted.
I mean, they're heavy underdogs for a reason.
Well, that's Notre Dame, man. That's college football.
No, it's not. It's
college football.
But that doesn't have nothing to do with
lines
Vegas.
Be crazy.
Vegas just puts up the odds of who they think is going to be better.
Bro, Vegas once said Alabama's going to beat a team by 40, and they didn't. You know what I mean? So college football lines are
all the time, but majority of the time they get it right.
Davon right here. Upset would imply that we're better. That's true. See? Okay, you're right, Davon. I'm gonna go with the victory. No, I'm going Indiana. The Fighting Lee Corsos. You know what I mean? Hey man, Kurt Signetti, baby. Google him. All he does is win. He wins, man.
But the real game is on Saturday, and that is Texas versus Clemson.
I think there's other games, correct?
Well, nobody really cares. They only care about Texas Clemson.
All right, man. Let's calm down, man. Shitty ass team. Couldn't score more than 14 points against Georgia. Bunch of losers.
Yeah, really, the whole problem. Our team is really good. One of the best teams, one of the best defenses in college football. It's really all on Quinn Ewers. It's because we can't score because Quinn Ewers makes a lot of mistakes and misses a lot of throws that he should be making. And it really centers it's basically all on him. If he doesn't produce, and that's why we lose. That's why we have lost the 2 games against Georgia. Just because of
that's why he's transferring next year, because Texas has I think they've kind of secretly said they're moving on.
We probably should move on.
Because reports have come out that he's either going to go to the draft or he's going to transfer to a school. Apparently, a school
he probably needs one more year in college.
Yeah, apparently there's a school in the Big Ten that's offered him $10 million.
Wow.
So Quinn Ewers is probably done. Quinn Ewers is probably gone because
honestly, we should probably start Manning in this game.
You know what, man? The era of the Archibald is coming. Can't wait for it. It's gonna be great.
But even with Quinn Ewers playing, we're still gonna beat Clemson because Clemson sucks.
Well, there's gonna be Ohio State, Tennessee, and then I'm excited for SMU, Penn State, at Penn State. Yeah. That's gonna be a game. Because SMU, man. Let's just say SMU beats Penn State. All hell's gonna break loose. Man. You know what? I want.
Does that mean it's SMU versus Boise State?
SMU against Boise State. Yeah.
Mustangs or Broncos.
Yeah. The Pony Bowl. You know what I mean? Apparently, Boise State is gonna wear their Fiesta Bowl unis, wear the orange pants, white the famous, upset against Oklahoma, white jerseys, orange pants. They do that all the time at the Fiesta Bowl. And I think they've won all three of those Fiesta Bowls. I think they're 3-0. I think. You know what I mean? Ferris is always excited about SMU. I'm always excited about SMU, baby. Bring back SMU, man. Pony Express. You know what I mean? I love it. You know what I mean? I truly believe SMU would have been a powerhouse if they never got the death penalty. That's a fact. That's a fact. They got punished not because they broke the rules. They got punished because they were arrogant about it. Because everybody broke the rules back then. Texas broke the rules.
Pays to be arrogant.
Huh?
Pays to be arrogant.
It pays to be arrogant because they had the most money, most boosters. Yeah, they paid a lot. And it's crazy too when your alumnus is the governor of Texas. You know what I mean? you had access to a lot of money. Had a lot of access. When the governor of Texas is telling you to, hey man, we got to chill out, and then you tell someone, hey man, we got a payroll to meet. Shout out to, I respect them. They're honest businessmen. Like, we made a commitment to these kids. We got to give them the money. And you know what? That's why they got punished. It wasn't that they got caught cheating. It's that they were arrogant about it. Because the entire Big 8, the Southwest Conference, the SWC, everyone was on probation, Caleb. TCU, Baylor, A&M, Texas Tech, SMU, they're all on probation because they all broke the rules. And everyone knew they broke the rules. But all the other teams were like, we're sorry that we broke the rules. We won't do it again. I'm so sorry. We're so sorry. SMU said, man, I don't give a shit. I'm going to break them again. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. What are you going to do? And the NCAA killed them. But it is what it is. I can't wait for the ponies to come back. Bring back the ponies. On that note, guys, my name is Ferris Blunt. You can follow me at Ferris Blunt on X. If you want to follow me on X, follow me at _Ferris_Muthana on Instagram. I'm also on Blue Sky. So Ferris Muthana, Blue Sky.social, whatever that thing's called. I'm also here every Friday, 3 o'clock Pacific. Good Friends, Better Rivals. Every Thursday, 3 o'clock Pacific on our entertainment channel where we do Buffy the Vampire Slayer. By the way, we've hit 1,000 subscribers on our entertainment channel. We've also hit over 200 on our sports channel. So we reached our goals that we've been striving for. So let's get to another goal, baby. 1,000, let's go to 1,500. And 200, let's go to 300. So that's what we're going to do. We really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all for the support all the time. The watch hours, the likes and the subscribes and everything. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. But on that note, everyone, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.